Welcome back. This is Fantastic Themes and How We Hide Them. And I'm not Chris.
And I'm not Karina.
But we're here together.
As usual.
For more shenanigans.
The shenanigans.
But hopefully higher energy shenanigans.
Yes.
Than we've had in the past couple weeks.
I think it's doable.
Yes. All right, cool. So we're working with a new setup.
Yeah, we got a whole bunch of new toys.
Yeah.
That we're playing with. So hopefully this turns out really well.
We're excited. We're very excited, actually. And you're going to touch on it in the weekly recap.
Check-in.
Recap.
The weekly
It's time for the weekly
recap.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it right.
Yay! Like, which one is it? I don't know.
My week was a week. Let's see.
It was a busy week.
Yeah, the beginning of the week was recover time.
Yep.
Because we had the 2 weeks of death.
Hell weekend.
And then that weekend was really bad.
For everyone.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Everyone around us was a mess too.
Yeah. And then like I said before, trying to recover and change your attitude when everyone else is having a shitty time is impossible.
Yeah.
So it was just fun for everybody. The whole time.
The whole time. It was terrible. I was ready to strike and demand another weekend. And then we would just change the dates by a couple days.
Yeah.
I would have been fine. But no. Calendars exist for a reason, apparently.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's a good tangent. Fucking calendars, am I right? Oh boy. Tell me about it. I hate that they give you the day and the number.
They're ruining my life.
Let's see what else. Then we got all the toys.
Yes.
And I had to learn how to use the toys and play with them a lot. So I made little videos that I taunted Karina with.
Uh-huh. Constantly.
She had no idea that we got any of this. So I was just like, you should come over.
And I couldn't.
Oh, because you were dead.
Yeah. I got home from work and I was unconscious.
So she had to wait in suspense.
Yeah.
This whole week.
And then my dumb ass walked in here and was like, lights.
Yeah. She
and
noticed the littlest things.
Everything else except for the actual camera that's sitting right there in front of my face.
Yeah, the nice mega camera. Yeah. And the DAC. But, I mean, it's just a bigger version than the one we had, so.
But it sounds great.
It does. Reasons are good.
The girder.
That was my bass voice, apparently.
You got to use that.
The erd. I have the hurdy-gurdy.
Is this a threat?
Yeah, I'm threatening you. And while I was looking for accessories for the camera at Micro Center, they had graphics cards, which they never have, and I had money that I could spend, so I had to buy a new graphics card for the computer, which is good anyways.
The stars aligned.
For editing,
mm-hmm.
It's going to be so nice, especially with this footage. I can't wait.
It's going to be just so good.
Mm-hmm.
So good. I can't wait to see what the edit actually looks like.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Well, and then I had to rebuild the computer, which meant redoing all the tubing, which was just horrible. It was so painful. I spent 3 days on the floor, hunched over, working on computers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you built more than one.
3. I had to rebuild mine, rebuild Jen's, and then I built a third out of extra parts.
Christ.
So that was my week. And I had to learn this for today.
Yeah.
At the same time.
Which is why he was making the torturous test videos.
They were good, though.
They were funny.
There's just the one where I admit that I did something bad.
That was the first one. And it was what's in the box?
Yeah.
And I'm like, what box?
And then I have one where I'm just sitting around sad that she's not here, exasperated.
I was at work going, God dang it, why? I want to know.
I'm sad that the camera actually picked up the audio on that. It was supposed to be silent, but you could hear the AC and it's I was like, no, just...
Oh, I know, yeah.
Stop.
Still have to denoise, I think.
Yeah. Well, and that was that camera. It wasn't I wasn't using one of these.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it has an
just
onboard.
The camera. Ah, okay.
And I have a shotgun mic that goes with it too.
Nice.
So we could go vlogging. We could go on adventures and make Wednesday videos.
Time. Hell yes. That sounds great. I'm trying to think of where we would go.
Farmer's market.
Yeah, I did that this morning.
Yeah, so there's no point in going again.
I just speed run it. So I'm I know what I'm here for. And then I run away.
Well, I've never been, so it would be...
Well, there's one in Parker tomorrow. I'll just come steal you on my way.
I mean, we have a camera.
It's true facts.
Yeah.
And then you can meet my zebra friend.
Oh, yeah.
Susan. She's very sweet. She did not go at all last year because I was like, I didn't ever see her.
Yeah.
And she didn't go because she was worried about the autoimmune
Yeah.
with COVID. So she's still like wearing her KN95 or whatever it is, just to make sure. But I saw her and I was like, yay, it's you. You're back.
Good. Glad nothing bad happened.
Yeah. I was a little worried.
What about your week?
My week was a week. It was very intense, very quick, very long week. Like quick, fast paced. Sorry, my contact is trying to come out of my eyeball. It's not helpful at all. Let's see. Start of the week. Recovery time.
And then you had
Work
the battle with your doctor.
Oh yes.
The battle for the doctor, I should say.
This is my favorite story. I was so annoyed. Like I threw a fit. I was mad.
I don't think annoyed is the right word. Like
I was livid.
Yeah.
It was not good. I was really, really angry.
It's a shitty situation to begin with. It's not like it was your fault or anything.
Right. And it took them the entire week to like fix the problem. Like communicate appropriately with me. So what happened was I emailed my doctor because I was like, I would like to get back on ADHD medicine, which means I need to stop using cannabis.
Mm-hmm.
In order to get on the ADHD medicine, gotta be clean. And so I was like, I'm going to need more support as I go to let go of cannabis because that is a really like prominent pain management method for me at this time in my life.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm taking away one of my like really strong coping skills and I'm going to need support in order to do that. So I sent this email and this woman replies and she's like, oh, I'm covering for your doctor. Can you tell me what medication you're talking about as far as support? And I was like, well, that would be like increasing I even wrote in the thing, temporarily increasing my rescue medications. Right. And then she gets back on and she goes, oh, I absolutely do not. No, it was definitely. I definitely don't recommend upping your opioids.
Right.
And that was all.
That was it.
And she was like, if you want to talk about it further, you can make an appointment with your doctor.
Which was how far out at that point? It
was like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
3.5 weeks. Yeah.
Exactly.
And I was like, that's ridiculous. No, I'm going back to school. I'm already like worried about going back because fatigue is a real thing. And then going back for my master's at the same time.
Right.
I need
She's going to school and she's going to school.
Yeah. And then trying to like cook when I get home and all of that. Like
right, balancing out all the normal stuff.
Oh God, yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. So I emailed her back and I was like, okay, so it's more complicated than just upping this. That's not what I'm saying. I did not show up and go, hey, I need more drugs. It's not even what I was talking about.
Yeah.
And basically she was just like, tough shit. And I was like, does my doctor have access to this email since you intercepted it? And she goes, yeah, he'll have access when he looks at your charts when he sees you.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, no, that's not acceptable. No,
it's that same problem that I have.
Yeah.
Where there's that middle person and that person
like, you
won't
don't know anything.
Pass it on. Well, even in pain management, they like, they're willing to talk to you if you have problems and stuff, but even just getting a hold of my doctor is impossible.
Yeah.
Like I call or I email and then it goes to the head nurse and then she has to try and get a hold of the doctor and then the doctor has to get back, but like they never talk directly. So it's like in messages. Forwarded from who knows where, when. Yeah. Well, and it turned out, so I called because I had it with trying to deal with them via the messenger piece. And so I called, it was like 2 days in a row trying to figure out when he was in the office. And they were like, okay, so it was yesterday when they finally made it right. And I was able to speak with the head nurse in his office and explain to her what was going on. And she was like, I'm sorry, that's really crappy. Yes, he's on vacation. I'm going to forward this email that you sent originally directly to him so that he will see it first thing when he gets back. And we're going to get you that first appointment as soon as he comes back from vacation. So I was like, thank you for making it right. Because I was so mad. I was like, Kaiser, do better. Yeah, you messaged and then we tried calling them. You spent like almost an hour on the phone. It was ridiculous. Trying to get in. Yeah. To just explain what was going on. Yep. Yeah. Oh, God. And then I spent 2 more days calling to try to figure out what the heck was the deal. And then finally, the head nurse was like, yep, he's on vacation. It's like they could have started with that, though. Yeah. Well, and that's all I needed to know. I was like, I can wait until he's back in the office to send this email. Right. But I'm not going to make an appointment. Yeah.
to go talk to him about the thing that I'm emailing about so that I can make the appropriate appointments elsewhere.
Right. Like I said, she could have responded with, he's out right now.
Yeah.
Well, you have to wait.
That's what the head nurse was saying. She was like, if it's something simple, they can help you. But usually if they're covering, they don't know anything. And sometimes you get somebody who has their own opinions about stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, that's exactly what happened. Thank you for validating.
Fatima syndrome.
Yeah. So I was just really glad that she validated like what was going on, because I was just mad. I was like, I've never been treated like that at Kaiser before.
Right.
Like, do better. This is not how this works. I am extremely careful with my wordings, and I have spent a lot of time building trust with this community, and you don't get to come over here and then gaslight me about pain meds when you probably haven't ever looked at my chart.
Have we gone over the story of Fatima before on the podcast?
I don't think we have. We should probably, jump into that real quick.
Oh boy.
Because that's... Ugh.
I might have to go through it again, though, is the problem.
Yeah, well, because you're in limbo.
Right, and that means they're going to have to either hire someone new or have a stand-in. So what happened was, I was with a different pain management doctor. Mm-hmm. She had to leave, probably for the same reason my current one is, just too much, not enough, like...
Supported.
Exactly.
Yeah. Administrative nonsense.
And they hired a temp doctor to come in at the pain management clinic to cover everyone's shit.
Yeah, so like managing pain plans.
Yes. People who are on things. Like, clearly, whatever. So I go in, I do my UA, talk to her. She's like, well, your levels are really low. I'm like, well, I don't take my meds in the morning before I go in because I get nauseous in the car and I don't want to throw up. So, it was...
Yeah.
It was just really straightforward.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. And she was like, oh, well, you seem to be doing fine without them. And I'm like,
because you didn't take it that morning.
Right. I'm not like 2 days into withdrawals or anything. I'm literally just...
It's been like 12 hours.
Right.
16 at most.
And she just like, no, well, I can't in honesty give you any, I can't renew your meds, any of them, including like my heart medications and...
Well, and she gave you like a really hard time, like
guilting
you about what you were on.
Yep.
Like super
She was the one who apologized for me.
Oh, to Jen.
Yeah.
That was her, wasn't it?
Yeah. She was the one who turned to Jen and apologized for me because I exist, basically. She was a great nurse, doctor, whatever. Same bullshit though. Yeah. Like, she's at a pain management clinic, and it wasn't just me. It was everybody. That she saw for 2 weeks. She just stopped everyone's medications, and they had to like email out an apology letter, and it was a huge deal. But it was the same thing. Someone intercepting you with their own agenda.
Well, and that was the thing. I was like, it would have been so much easier if they were like, this is a little bit more complicated than I feel confident in like working with.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm going to make sure that your doctor gets this message. That would have been appropriate. It would have been absolutely appropriate to tell me he's not in. I don't feel comfortable with this because there seems like a lot of background.
Yeah.
There you go. It's not hard.
No, but she had to interject and give you her opinion on it. So,
and rude too. Like, I definitely don't. And I was like, it was like a full paragraph. And I think opioids came into the conversation like once.
Yeah.
Very briefly.
Yep.
Where she was like, what are your rescue meds? And I was like, this and this. And then she comes back with like, I definitely don't recommend like doing that. I was like, you don't know what I'm taking in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Grow up.
Yeah. So that's the Fatima and your now story.
Yeah. I was pissed.
You have one of those too.
Yeah. So I have an appointment for the 23rd to actually talk to my doctor, and hopefully he'll get the message when he comes back.
Yeah.
Like, I think he comes back that like Friday before then. And then he'll be able to email me back, and then we'll have our phone appointment, which is good. So, taken care of finally, but yeah, like, just unbelievably frustrating. I was just...
Yeah, don't blame you.
I was pissed. So I'm like, and I had to like really stop and think back to our conversations on that same topic.
Yeah.
And then remember that like, she doesn't have any background. She's literally walking in blind.
Yeah.
Like, she should not have done it. True. But she also has no idea what she's talking about. So I needed to not take it quite so personally.
It's tough, though, because of how long it took to build that relationship with your current doctor and the people around him, too. Like,
yeah. Well, and how carefully it's maintained.
Yeah.
And I'm really communicative about a lot. lot. Like, I email him fairly often
Mhm.
to just check on stuff and go, here's what's happening right now.
Yeah.
What would you like me to do about this weird thing that's happening? So, yeah, it was icky.
Mhm.
I was not pleased.
And then you had work all week.
Yes.
And you had kids.
Yeah. So I started the work week last Wednesday. So not this past one, but before. And then had work days, like teacher work days, Monday and Tuesday before we got kids in.
Yeah.
Which was just so much fun to like have our kids back. I loved it. The kids loved it. Like, they're just really lovely people all the way around. So I'm hopeful for this year. There's a lot of like change, but it was one of those things where I'm like, I'm really glad that I'm super flexible
Yeah.
and I can just like, and I've told my coworkers, they're like, how are we supposed to what the? And I was like, you don't do anything until stuff's finalized.
Right.
So for me, I'll sit in on all those meetings, but I'm filing it all away as junk,
Right.
essentially.
Until
'Cause
it
I'm
becomes.
like, it's going to be scrapped in a couple hours anyway. So why am I trying to like hold on to all of this miscellaneous information instead of just going, all right, when it's finalized, let me know.
Right.
And so that's what I do. So I'm trying to like push that direction for the others who are like anxious
Overwhelmed.
about what's going on, because it's overwhelming and things are shifting and in flux. And so I'm like, I'm glad I'm really flexible, but
Yeah.
I also know other people are not quite in that headspace.
Right.
So that can be interesting. But yeah, it was good. I had a weird thing this week. I don't know what I did to myself, but I have like this weird dent in my elbow
your elbow.
that moves underneath, and it was so sharp, like it, and it's a teeny tiny itty bitty spot. So, but if I would lean on it, it was like 10 pain,
Wow.
just horrible, deep, angry bone pain, and I had no clue what I had done. So I wonder if I like shut a tendon in it when I like
Ooh.
relocated it at one
Yeah.
point. But yeah, there's like something in here that's making, I don't know, it just feels weird. It feels like crunchy almost.
Yeah.
It's really weird. So I don't know what that was there. And then we had twin moment
Oh yeah.
yesterday.
I was having really bad back and side pain, and I had Jen try to pop my back and set it, and then we apothecanted it, and then I took a bunch of what was it? Baclofen and gabapentin to try and get it. And as soon as I had laid down after doing all that, you messaged me, side pain?
Question mark?
Like, yes, actually.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah. And you're like, holy shit, that's so weird.
Yeah.
Because I had to check. I was like, that hurts. What's going on? Because I've had like, I don't know what it is that's upset. I think it's probably got to be a rib,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like heat pain
Yeah.
through my chest. And so I can feel it in the back and in the front. And then I had like weird stabby pain on the other side. But that was when I was like, huh, I wonder. And so I just was like, side pain, question mark?
Absolutely. Definitely.
So twin time.
Yep.
Good times.
I almost forgot about that.
Yeah. That was the best. I was pleased. It was good. But yeah, it was. Oh, and then I found my my old prescription of Adderall. So I've been test running that this week,
Yeah.
and it has made a huge difference. Like a huge difference. And it's actually really kind of frustrating and I'm sure you went through this with the Concerta, so let me know if this is kind of the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm coming off of it, I get really frustrated. Like, I'm like, I have experienced what it's like to be able to think a thought,
Yeah.
and now I can't. And so I just get really annoyed with myself.
I used to get the same thing also on when I was taking sleep meds, like diphenhydramine, because
Yeah.
you wake up groggy and you can't think. So you're frustrated all the time, and you're not mad at anyone, but you're just on edge and frustrated because you
I am
can't
an asshole on Benadryl.
Yeah. No, I get that.
Yeah.
And that's why I have my lay down hour, because it's like, okay, gotta wait for it to stop, and then.
So I'm like, I'm gonna have to start implementing something like that to just lay down, because the crash is harder, but I'm also getting more done and for longer.
Yeah.
Which makes a huge difference.
Well, and if you get an extended release,
Yeah.
then you have like a later crash in the day, like around bedtime. That'd be nice.
Well, and that's exactly it. I'm like, I want that so that I crash and I'm able to actually sleep,
Mm-hmm.
because that's not been an option
Yep.
for a while. So I'm hopeful for that, but I'm annoyed that I have to wait 2 more weeks. Well, A week.
It's like a
It's
week
like-
and a few days.
Yeah, so it's like 10 days. So 10 days till next appointment. And then we'll find out what's up.
Yeah.
But then I have to get the like go ahead for supports so that I can wean off so that I can be clean. So it's going to be like a 5-week process.
Yeah, and it's going to be rough too.
Yes.
Changing your regiment
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
because you have your dedicated care plan,
Yeah.
and now you're going to be like, well, now I'm taking out tier 1,
Exactly.
inserting this other thing slowly, and oh god,
Yeah.
I can't. I wouldn't do that.
Well, and that's exactly
But you
why
need
I'm
it.
not willing to start it until I know that I have support
Mm-hmm.
in place, because I don't want to be set up for failure,
Right.
and I don't want to like have this horrendous 2 weeks of trying to get off of like my number one go-to thing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not going to be fun, but hopefully it will be appropriately managed,
Yeah.
is the thought. So
I'm hopeful.
Yeah.
You finally got a hold of the right people, so.
yeah, finally, god dang. It only took forever. Well, and I had to explain it to somebody in like the call center,
Yeah.
in the scheduling call center. And she was like, that's really terrible. Let me just send you directly to the head nurse.
Yeah.
So the head nurse called me back. She was like, I am so sorry that happened.
That's
It's
good.
like, thank God somebody else understands that this
Mhm.
was just not appropriate. So, yeah. It wasn't a bad week. It was just a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a lot.
A lot. And draining.
Mm-hmm. The last half of yesterday, I just laid down.
It was time to suffer.
Yeah, well, I was supposed to suffer all day so that I could get my spoons back for today, and I didn't. I still had so much to do. So I was like, oh, I guess the last half of the day will have to count.
Yes.
And it did. I'm up and moving.
Well, I think that brings us into your topic for the day.
My topic.
Yeah.
My topic's stupid.
I like your topic.
Well, thank you. I worked very hard on it.
Show me the topic.
It's based on something I said in chat. That's what made me think about it when we were in the Discord. When I was like, I used all my spoons. I used all of Jen's spoons. I used all of my future spoons. I've just effectively ruined everything. Spoon
Spoons
theft.
gone.
Yeah.
Out of spoons, fork off.
Well, and draining spoons from other people. Ugh.
Which is an interesting concept. So, like, explain what you mean.
Okay, so like when I'm into something, people typically get excited because I have the like exuberance of a
Yeah.
child.
Yes.
Like, hey, look at this really cool thing. I want to show you. Come and take a look. And then, you know, especially with Jen, I guess a significant other,
Yeah.
she gets involved, and then it's like I feel bad because she puts all this energy into the thing that I'm working on, and that kind of keeps me going. So I'm stealing her spoons in effect
Yeah.
to function, even though I know I shouldn't be doing something or I've gone too far.
Mm-hmm.
So that at the end of the day, I was just a wreck and she was a wreck, and I've effectively just screwed everyone over. When I know better, like I know I could have stopped and been like, it's fine, I have time.
Yeah.
So
You
spoon
were
theft.
excited.
I was.
Wanted to do the thing,
Mm-hmm.
which I get.
Right? It
My
wasn't.
husband does it too. Like, I don't know that I do it.
That's the other
but
thing.
he does.
Is where other people take your spoons from you.
Yeah.
I said there's 3 types of spoon theft. 1, stealing from yourself in the future. So taking your spoons from the future.
spoon
Your
get.
spoons. 2, stealing from other people.
Mm-hmm.
Like sapping their energy or dragging them into your things, which is something that happens to us, which is number 3.
Yep.
Which is getting your spoon stolen,
Yes.
which can be like having random plans dropped on you, or
That's how it was. It was really bad when, like, before I was able to articulate to my family, like, where I was in life and what I
Yeah.
needed. Because they were just like, we're doing a thing now. And I was like, I have not planned for that thing.
Like-
I do not have the spoons for that thing. I'm panicking over that thing. And now I'm a bitch.
right.
And
Well,
that's what happens.
it's forced on you.
Which is why I don't like committing to, like, things way out either. Because I'm like, I don't know what my spoon
See, I
budget will look
prefer-
like then.
Because then I can kind of allocate.
See, but I can do it like a week ahead. Or a
Okay.
couple weeks ahead.
But
I can't
too
plan
much
for
ahead.
6 months down the line.
Gotcha.
That's too much.
It's fair. Oh my god. Oh, do a clap clap.
Oh, yes. Clap, clap.
We did it in sync. Anyway,
So you were talking about, like, stealing spoons from other people.
yes. which is what was going on this week, which was dragging Jen into my exuberant display of, hey, look at all the toys I got.
Yeah.
So she joined in, really, because she wanted to,
It's exciting.
It is. She wanted to see the toys. She did the hardest bend on my computer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she did a double bend.
Hell yeah.
2 different directions. And she freehanded the second one.
Way to go, Jen.
Without the form. Yeah, it was really impressive. She just sat down, played with a couple tubes, because she's never done it before. And then she's like, okay, bend, here you go.
ADHD for the win.
Mm-hmm. Oh, dude, she was so hyper-fixated on it.
That's awesome. I love that.
But it was because of me, so I felt like I was stealing her spoons. And it was giving me energy, too, to see her be excited about things. So I was like, yeah, I can keep going. I shouldn't, but I'm going to keep going, and I know everyone's going to regret this.
So yeah, I kind of look at it like, not so much that you're, like, stealing spoons from her, but that you're just splitting her spoons.
Right.
So you're using half of her spoon.
Here's your half spoon.
For every spoon she has, you're just kind of...
Is it cut lengthwise or width?
It's got to go lengthwise, like all the way up.
Oh, wow.
Because then you have like half of the bowl and the...
Yeah.
Because no one wants just like the tail end of the spoon. That's boring.
I don't know. I want the tail end of a spoon. That's just me,
Are you going to make earrings?
I will now. Fuck you. That'll be our first merch. Half a spoon earring.
Stolen spoon earrings.
Stolen. I took these from my grandmother.
What have you done to the good silver?
I sold it on Etsy as jewelry.
What do you do with like the very short spoon now?
I don't know. Maybe a pendant. Stolen spoon
Or
pendant.
just make spoon jewelry.
Anyway,
that's a thing now.
Spoonery. The nice spoonery.
Your Etsy shop has a name and everything.
Oh God, here we go.
Oh no.
Catering to EDS and chronic illness sufferers.
Yes. But yeah, no, I don't think they're like not necessarily stolen spoons.
You can steal spoons from someone though.
Yes.
You can be the drain.
I've done it where I'm like, my car is broken. I know it's your weekend, but guess what?
Well, not even just in dragging them into it, but like needing somebody to go with you because you can't.
Yeah.
You don't have the energy or the will to do it. You know you have to, and the only way to do it is to take someone.
See, I'm really bad about that though. Like, I will just refuse to do it.
Yeah, me too. That's my default. Would be like, no.
And I was explaining that to my husband the other day because he was like asking me about how I wanted something.
Yeah.
And I don't. I just don't. Like, there's no part of my brain that's like, that thing is not the way I want it to be.
Right. Cause you'll
I'm just like, that thing is the thing that it is.
Yeah.
Where it is, and it is. And so my brain doesn't work that way because I have trauma and I'm programmed to just live with whatever the heck I'm given.
Right.
And so it doesn't occur to me to like fix it or ask for help to fix it. I'm just like, it's fine the way it is.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It's fine. It's fine.
They're like, well, that's stupid. You could do that thing and it would work better. I'm like, oh.
True.
If you want to do that, go for it.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
But yeah. And then stealing from yourself is constant for us.
Yes.
Stealing from the next day or the day after that.
Or the next week and the week after that.
See, it kind of crosses over to the physical too. Like, you're injuring yourself.
Yeah.
Because, like, my back is messed up, and I know it's because I've been sitting on the floor the whole time working on computers all week.
Oh, I have to say it in here because I didn't say it on in the last piece. But I fucked up my... I don't know if anyone else does this. I'm really curious to know if this is just across EDS or across anybody. I don't know. So I hurt my ankle. I dislocated part of it, and it wasn't happy early in the week. And by Friday, I was wearing heels to work. Yeah. Because for some weird reason, like if I can get that pressure up on my toes, I don't feel it so much in my ankle. Yeah. And so it's like, your feet hurt because you're wearing heels. And I'm like, no, I'm wearing heels because my feet hurt.
Backwards. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm weird.
So I don't know if that's a thing.
I've never worn heels, so I don't know.
That's true.
I think I tried once.
But you also walk on your toes.
I do.
Same way I do.
Oh yeah. I was doing it today. Yeah. I was like noticing it more because we talked about it last time. Running around the house on the balls of my feet.
Because it feels better.
Yeah.
And you don't roll your ankle all the time.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Life hack. But yeah, I just think it's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, we will put ourselves in massive spoon debt.
Like I said, it was 2 weeks. The last 2 weeks, we had super spoons for 1 week where we got so much done and had all this energy, and then we had 2 weeks of suffering. Like, you could see it. Go back, watch the last 2 episodes for a little bit, and watch the one right before those 2. Holy crap! You'll see just us dying for 2 weeks.
Yep.
Because we were like, yes, we can do everything. This is a smart decision.
I could clean the whole world.
You should come over. Okay, let me clean my whole house first. I deserve a clean house and a hurt body, remember? Oh, yeah, I remember. I'm going to do it, too. Oh, yeah, good idea.
And then we paid for it for 2 whole weeks.
And then, yeah, then the fun wore off. And the pain set in.
Well, it's hard because it's that like body in motion thing, right?
Yeah, exactly.
When you're in motion, you don't feel it because your brain is busy doing other stuff.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because I was looking at what Morgan was talking about last week I think it was in the general forum, where she was talking about, so we're really distanced from our body.
Oh, yeah. That was in the symptom talk.
Okay. But it was really interesting because she talked about how when she's being active, she likes to be hyper aware of her body.
Right.
Which is, I think, reverse for us. Whereas we're like, no awareness, but at the same time hyper aware because we know where everything is in our body.
Yeah.
So when it's loud enough to reach us, we know what it is and we're aware of it.
It's like it's two separate functions. There's being hyper aware of where your body is and what you're doing versus feeling how it feels to move and stuff.
Okay, see that makes sense, more sense. Yeah.
Because I know exactly what you're talking about. Like if we're super active in doing something, you have to be aware of what you're doing, where you're placing things, how you move, that kind of stuff. But at the same time, you're distracted because you're doing a thing.
Right.
So you're not like, oh my God, this hurts so bad. It's a way to distract.
Yeah.
I get you.
Okay. Yeah.
It makes sense.
Interesting.
Yeah, Morgan's point of view was definitely refreshing.
Yeah.
You pay attention?
It's so like
I like Benji. And then I stop. No.
We're like, what? You stop?
You go harder. The pain sets in and then you go, ouch, more.
And then you punish your body for being in pain.
Like a healthy person.
Yay.
But yeah, so that was my whole spiel about spoon debt theft.
Well, and it kind of goes into like what I put on here that you didn't see. It is secrets. I was talking about, let me talk into the mic maybe. I was talking about kind of feeling like a burden to others, and how that kind of plays into the fear of the future, work, marriage, children, school.
It almost feels like we have a fucking consistent thought through the whole thing.
It's amazing. We're both on ADHD medicine right now.
Well, I know it's interesting that your topics line up so well.
Yeah.
I'm just impressed.
Yeah. Which is why
Go
I
us.
thought, and I was like, oh, it's perfect. So yeah, feeling like a burden. I think we all feel that way.
Absolutely.
All of us. Even if you're like us with that like trauma piece of like obsessively trying to not make yourself a burden, or obsessively trying to avoid being a burden detrimentally
To everybody.
to everyone,
To your friends, to your family, to the people you don't like even.
to your doctor.
Especially to your doctor. Oh, what? You want to help me? No.
I tricked you.
Got him. Pretty clever, huh? You didn't see that coming.
Why didn't you tell me that you've had a broken leg for 6 weeks? I didn't want to be a burden.
That's why you have to take someone with you to call out your bullshit. Because I've had that exact conversation with doctors before. And Jen's like, excuse me. That is not at all how that happened.
And then you get called out.
Yeah. So I don't do it as much anymore. I needed the call outs.
See, I need to just start taking you with me so that we can.
Be like, that's not what you said.
I need someone to call me out.
I think she means this.
Right. Because my husband and I communicate differently. Like, he's not super involved when it comes to like my medical stuff. He's like, I'll follow your lead, whatever you need.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, he loves you.
Yeah.
That's just his style.
Yeah.
If he can't fix
Which
you.
is fine because I think I would melt down if someone took care of me. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I can't do it. I think I talked about it a little bit in the last episode. That piece of like, it's also a way of defending your space.
Yeah.
And
Your
protecting,
personal.
Yeah. so that you can feel how you need to feel in the moment and move on at your own pace instead of being pressured to be better.
Yeah. I've had to work past that. Because Jen will try, and I don't want to be an asshole all the time, because that's the gut instinct to be like, fuck you, leave me alone.
Yeah.
I'll suffer in the corner, shut up. Which is why I've had to be more like, I do the call outs, like, Jen, I don't feel good today. She's like, cool, I know. Like, okay, cool. Just so that you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm letting her into that.
Yeah.
But only to a point.
Right.
I'm not, like, if it's bad, I'll shut down.
Right? Why is that? If it's like,
when
10,
you really
we're
need
like,
somebody,
please, for the love of God, no one look in my direction.
Yeah.
Like, just, I don't exist right now.
Right.
I need a vacuum for me to experience this in.
Let me feel my feelings, damn it.
I need a mirror dimension in which I can feel my feels and then come back and be a human.
Right.
But yeah, absolutely.
No, I get
And when you're
it.
at like 10 out of 10, you're like, should I go to the ER? It's probably nothing still.
So that's something I'm working on too, because those are the times that I need to ask Jen. But you said, you're shut down, so it's not. But I know that I need to ask somebody to be like,
is this normal?
How bad is this? If I say this out loud, is this going to be bad?
Yeah.
Like, my elbow goes all the way backwards now. Should I be worried?
That was me when I was telling I had to tell Randy. I was like, I don't know what is going on. There's like this little indent in my elbow, but it hurts like hellfire. What the heck? I don't know what this is.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, well, wait on it and see what happens. And we did. And it's fine now, ish.
Right.
It's not ER worthy.
Right.
But being able to be like, my fucking elbow hurts. Like, I very intentionally went downstairs, interrupted him in what he was doing, and I was like, look at this weird thing. This hurts me. And then I left.
Hey, that's a good sign, though. You're doing the thing.
Getting better.
You're bleeding out of your eyes.
You're like, hey.
Should I be worried? No? Okay, cool.
I'm gonna go lay down.
I'm gonna sleep off my bleeding eyes.
In the bathtub, because I'm considerate.
It'll go away, right? Yeah, it'll clear up. Just get some Visine.
Put it directly in your eyeball.
Apply the drops directly to the forehead. Oh, I love that's my favorite fucking infomercial. Have you seen those?
Which one?
It's a headache medication. Like, it's icy hot, basically.
Oh, okay.
But it's like, apply it directly to the forehead. But the ad says it like 6 times in a row. It's like, apply blah, 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 directly to the forehead. Apply blah, 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 directly to the forehead. I love that ad. Jen and I reference it all the time. She'd be like, I'm going to take my meds. And I'm like, apply them directly to your forehead. Do it.
It's okay. We were talking about absorbing coffee through our skin this morning. So
I'm sure somewhere that's a thing. You know, like a coffee bath.
You have to put it on your feet, though.
I know that there is a coffee bath.
You can
somewhere.
you can taste through your feet, supposedly.
Yeah.
So you would just have to go stand in some coffee.
What are you doing? I'm tasting with my feet. Sure. You sound like a normal human being. That's not going to come across any sort of way.
I'm going to do it directly outside of a Starbucks, too. I'm going to go in.
You got to make a big production of it. No. Just order like 2 coffees. Pour them out. Take your shoes off.
No. You have to get that like
the
soap
big
bath, the bath for your feet.
Oh yeah, the little
like the massager. Go in, grab 2 coffees, pour them in there, and just stand in it.
Ah, refreshing.
And be proud. And people will be very confused.
And hopefully worried for you. That's when the cops will show up and be like,
ma'am, what are you doing? I'm drinking my coffee. With my feet.
I'm having a coffee tasting. You know.
For science.
Can you do that at home, please? Not in the doorway of the Starbucks?
Impossible.
I need people to verify that this happened.
There need to be witnesses.
Sure.
I'm sorry, but not sorry. Sorry, not sorry.
Don't look it up. You'll regret it.
I did the whisper right and everything.
You did.
It was amazing.
Man, the branding is on point.
But yeah.
And I came up with that on the fly.
Yeah.
I was proud of that one.
I have no idea where we were in the conversation. We went Straight to coffee osmosis.
Apply directly to the forehead, turned into feet.
There we go. This is EDS. Everything is feet.
Wow.
I got nothing. I'm sorry.
She's having a day. She's all riled up. On about feet.
I would like to sell them. Not
What?
photographs.
No,
like,
no,
my
the
actual feet.
Yeah.
So if
I
you're
got
buying
ya.
feet,
If you're in the market for a pair of feet,
let me know.
What were we talking about? What was your subject? I can't even remember.
Being a burden.
Being a burden. Take your feet off, you'll be a
I
big
wouldn't
burden.
be a burden though.
You would.
I would have a lot of money.
We'd have to call you Stumpy. Stumpy. At least she has stacks on stacks. Like, that's not going to save us. Like, oh, look at her flop around on the floor trying to walk. Not being a burden, like always. Oh, I got money.
I'll give you $1 to open the door.
Oh, my God. No.
I could have prosthetics.
So you're going to sell your feet. Spend all the feet money on your prosthetics. And you're not a burden?
Then I wouldn't have feet anymore and it would be fine.
God. I can't even. Why are we here? Just to suffer.
It might be time for a break.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. We could take a break. We could take a little nappy poo. We can do whatever we want. You guys can do it too. Do what you want.
Have a nap, have a coffee.
Drink some water, eat some food, take your meds.
Have a snack.
Join the Discord.
You are a snack.
Join the Discord.
Yeah, that too.
If you want. It's fun.
For fun and me time.
Don't be off put by our complaining all the time on it. It's meant to be for other things too.
Too. I was like, wait, what? No, it's not.
All right.
It's a safe place to be.
We're going on
annoyed.
break.
We'll see you in a minute. Bye-bye.
Welcome back. How was your break? Our break was actually nice.
Yeah. Did you do self-care?
Did you?
You're supposed to do that.
Yeah, don't put it off.
Just do the thing.
Don't be like some people and not take your meds at 3 o'clock.
Shush your face. I've been really good this week.
This week.
This week. Yesterday.
Which is good because I haven't noticed when it's 3 o'clock all week.
There you go. He knew I was just in it to win it.
Yeah.
We had that psychic link going. Did that make it in? I hope
Which?
it did. Our psychic time.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I was a little worried.
I think.
I don't know. We're gonna have to look. When
No,
we edit.
because
I think it was early, so I think we're good. Yeah.
We just cut off part of the
Yeah.
the
half a spoons.
half a spoon.
Yes. So where were we? We were talking about not being a burden
Yeah.
and feet.
Just stick with the burden aspect of it. I think that might be the best route.
You might be right. Fair enough.
Well,
So I had some like categories where like it kind of goes with when we talked about trying to remain invisible in a way.
mhm.
So I think about being a burden in terms of like my marriage and my friendships and my work and my coworkers and all of those different pieces, and even kind of not necessarily like an anxiety, but like a wondering and a worry about where I'll be in 10 years, where I'll be in 5 years. What will I be able to do? How much longer will I be able to keep doing the things that I'm doing now?
Yeah.
And so even like becoming a burden to yourself.
Yeah, no, I'm just thinking about it. Like,
Yeah.
I try not to think about that stuff. I used to obsess over it, but that's what I was trying to articulate on the Discord.
Yeah.
Plug again, shamelessly.
It's a good Discord. It's fun.
That like, I just roll with it anymore.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like if like since it comes in waves anyway, like I'm on an upswing right now, so I've been way more active. I've been able to do more. I've been hurting myself more, but not like
short term.
Right.
Yeah.
Nothing major. Like I'm not actually damaging myself.
Right.
But I do worry. Just I don't do it often. It's usually when you're having a bad day. That's when I'm really in the oh shit. Like this is bad now.
This is my life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I think for me it's really prominent right now just because going back to work scares the shit out of me.
Right.
And I know I don't need to I think I'd be in a much worse state if I wasn't where I am now, like job wise. Because my people are good people who understand and care. So I have that advantage and I know that that's an advantage, but at the same time, like I love my job, right? And I want to keep doing my job and I don't want to get to a point where I can't do my job.
Yeah.
And so I think about that. And I think about like when we talked to Morgan about like, accommodations.
Mm-hmm.
And so for me, that involves, I talked to my boss this last week and I was like, I need to be leaving at 4:00. Can I come in a half hour earlier so I can leave a half hour earlier? Because there's just not time for me to make appointments and I need fairly regular appointments.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, yep, we can put you on an accommodated schedule. That's totally fine. So I know that there are options for me. And as long as I continue rocking it and kicking butt and doing my job and doing it well, I think I'll be okay where I am. But there's that like sense of guilt on top of it all where you're like, I should be able to.
Right. You blame yourself for it.
Yeah.
Even though
no one else is.
Right.
Like I feel that pressure almost externally, but I know it's me.
Right. Exactly. We've talked about that before where you're putting the pressure on yourself because you feel like everyone else is putting it on you, but you know they're not.
Should be.
Right. Like why aren't they judging me?
Right. Like I'm worthless. God.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you all?
You're pretty much the worst.
I'm like a rug. I don't do anything. Just sit still.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Yeah.
It changes though.
Yeah.
I'm sure like in a year, if things are bad, I'll be in the same boat though. Be like constantly worried about it. Because I used to obsess.
I really feel what Bug said way back when he said that
way long ago.
If you could go back and talk to your past self and tell them something about EDS, it would be that it gets different.
Yeah.
Which I think is absolutely true. Like it does. It changes. It gets different. And it gets different year by year. And it gets different month by month and week by week. So like I know, and I've kind of come to this place mental health wise, I think, where I'm realizing that things are fluid. Like nothing lasts forever. And I get that. But in those like little moments where you're like, this is killing me.
Well, and those are always going to happen.
Yeah.
There's always going to be the low point.
Yeah.
That's the fun of it. That's what makes EDS a fun thing.
Right? We get to live like this for a long time. But yeah, no. It does. It has me like, I don't know. It's that, I think it's, sorry, just realizing this. I think it's part of that grief for like the life you could have had.
Right.
And I hadn't thought about it a whole lot before because like I didn't have expectations for the future before.
Right.
So there wasn't a lot for me to grieve in the first place. I was like, okay, cool. I'm not crazy and I don't have to jump off the planet to relieve myself. But now that I'm like, I've built something, I want to maintain that thing I built.
Right.
The stakes are higher.
It's weird hearing you say that because I remember being in that same boat and I just don't worry about it anymore. It's like that friend who's like, oh, you're depressed? Stop being depressed. Just be happy. Like the advice that I have is just it gets different. That is it's a perfect way to think about it.
Well, and I think like keeping the fluidity of time in mind helps me to kind of cope with that so I don't have like full-blown anxiety over it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think there is like an aspect of grief that's attached.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, and mostly I feel it in the morning. And that's when it like costs me the most spoons.
It makes sense, yeah.
Is that point where I'm like, if I have to wake up again, I'm going to die.
I get that in the evening. That's part of why I lay down, but because that's when everything starts failing.
Yeah.
And I'm wanting to be more active and do things still, but I can't.
Well, it's kind of like, do you remember early days for depression when like the depression would sundown?
Yeah.
And so you'd be fine, and then sunset would happen and you'd be lost.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a lot like that.
It really is.
It's a lot like that.
Fuck.
But I'm sunrising, where I'm like, dear God, please don't let me have to wake up. I don't want to. I can't. It's so hard.
Oh, man.
But I think part of that's just like the struggle with fatigue.
It is.
And it is what it is.
Well, and then you project a lot. You're projecting all that into the future and assuming that you're going to lose everything.
Right.
And it's like what we're trying to tell Morgan is that it could change. You just got to, no matter what happens, you can adjust.
Right. Well, and I think it's interesting because I've never had steaks before.
Right.
I think. And so this is new for me. And I think a lot of people go through it at the beginning at like diagnosis, right?
Yeah.
And for me, I'm like, I didn't have that.
We did the inverse. I mourned everything before we knew what it was.
Right. And
then now that we know, I don't know. It's not as dire.
Yeah, and it doesn't feel dire.
No,
but it feels uncertain.
Yeah,
and that's where I'm like, I'm having a hard time because I have life decisions that I have to make in the near future. We have to talk about whether we're gonna try for a baby this time next year. We have to talk about like how am I gonna manage my master's program and work and the household, and then is it even feasible to add a baby to that mix?
Right.
So, yeah, it doesn't feel dire, but it's just pressure.
Yeah, and like you said, it's anxiety. Like if you
oppressive,
take it all at once, like then it's too much. But I got you.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. So that's where I've been.
See, I've already done all the hard stuff. I've already had kids. I don't work, and I can't get work. I need a job. If anyone wants to give me a job, I'll take it.
Or sponsor the podcast. Just saying, I don't want to work anymore.
We need to blow up, and we need to blow up quick. Let's go
Send
viral.
Send it to everyone you know. Confuse and concern them all.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's... And anyways, kids would be a bigger decision for you anyways. Like, for me, it's a more matter of keeping up with them and not letting them down.
Right.
Like, I didn't have to give birth. Thank God.
That's not even the part I'm worried about.
No,
like,
but like
that would be super
that's
easy.
Part of the decision, right? Like, because it's not normal for you. You're gonna have a different outcome or different journey, I guess.
Yeah. So I'm like, either it'll be cake,
and then you have to worry about passing it on to kids, and
yes. Whereas you had both before diagnosis.
That we've talked about before. It's not like I regret it. I wouldn't change it.
No, not for the world. But it's hard when you're like, do I make this call?
Yeah.
Are things going to be like rock steady? Never. Nothing is ever rock steady. But like there's a missing aspect of some kind of surety.
Right. Yeah, you're trying to build a future. You're trying to maintain, and the future looks different.
Yeah.
Like you can't guarantee it.
Right. It's just like in flux.
Yeah.
Constantly.
Have you seen any of Loki yet?
No.
You're just a Nexus event.
Oh, good.
Your whole life is just a different tangent all the time. Every time you're like, oh, I got this, it's going to be like, nope. Peace out. Now it's different.
Now it's different.
Now you have ENS.
Poor empty nose syndrome.
Those poor people.
At least they can fix it with surgery.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
well,
helpful.
I mean, we've fixed a lot with surgery.
Oh, yeah. With our renewable surgery.
I need more surgeries, but it's fine.
I need this done at some point.
I really want to do the back.
Right? Get that implant.
Yeah.
When is your MRI?
Next week.
Okay, good. I was like, is it scheduled at least?
Yeah, no, it's scheduled.
Okay, good.
We had to wait on Medicaid, and then they finally approved it.
They take so long.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Or sometimes they're amazingly fast. Like,
really?
I've had it where it's like the next day. Like, how did that happen? Was it
some guy was like on his way home. He was getting ready to log off, and he popped up on the screen.
Like, I can do
it's like,
one more.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
Get it through. Yes to all.
Yeah.
It's like Bruce Almighty.
Just
yes
everything.
To all.
I want to see what all you have written down here. Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah, it was just kind of that fear of the future and burdensome peace.
Right. Well, and we were talking about it in Discord, and
yeah,
it makes sense.
Well, and that's exactly it. It was like, this is a very relevant conversation that we've all had in pieces recently.
I wish I wasn't on the heavy meds years ago, because it's so foggy. Like I can remember a lot, but there were very vivid feelings, and I wish I could recall them better about that exact same thing.
Well,
which is why I was having a hard time articulating it.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I've been there. I've thought of it. I was at the end before we knew what it was. I was like, oh, well, I'm fucked. Nothing can get better. Everything's going to be worse.
Right. Well, and that's, I think, like the worst thing anyone could ever say to us is like, great, tell us about it not being like, we can't cure it. Cool. But there are treatments and there are ways that we can mitigate some symptoms and accommodations we can make for life. But yeah, that like doom and gloom of like, it only gets worse.
Well, and yeah, when you have that thought usually when you're really low anyways.
Yep.
So
yeah,
like, great, this is where I'm at now. Great, wonderful.
Those are the days where I'm like, thank God for gabapentin.
Yeah.
Because can you imagine without? No, thank you.
I would not function without gabapentin.
No. It's been too many years. I wouldn't be able to go back.
I don't want to go back. Don't take me back. I can't go back. Oh, man.
Gabapentin is life.
I want to see if anyone's online real quick.
Oh, yeah.
Don't mind me just playing on my phone.
Checkity check in the middle of stuff. I see how it is. So rude.
Do you want to fucking come at me?
Yeah. Let's take this outside.
I don't care. I'll fight you.
Right out that window.
We'll both regret it. It's just going to be a bunch of like, ow!
I hurt myself.
Yeah. Who can hurt themselves worse?
That's the competition.
Yeah. I'll fight you by hurting myself. And then we're back to the fucking turtle.
Helpless turtle.
Helpless turtle.
I need a shirt with a turtle upside down.
Thinking.
And he just says, I hate my joints.
Dweeb or Vizzy, if either of you want to draw something like that, I'd pay you to do so.
T-shirts.
The merchandising. We're gonna make it big, kids.
Helpless turtle.
Our tiny EDS podcast.
We're just the most ridiculous. Yeah. Whenever we can be. Forever and ever.
Forever.
Because if it's not funny,
it's just,
we're gonna die.
Yeah. It's just death.
It's just death. TikTok and death. Speaking of, we have new TikToks.
Well,
we need to post the other one we made.
We have one more to post, and I hopefully can make some out of something.
Out of something. So you need me to like throw a fit.
Yeah, have a seizure or something.
Oh drastic. God, no.
Can you stroke out real quick?
We'll just put together a compilation of the last week's stabbings.
Oh God. I can make a compilation of us being in sync. Just all the weird movements and like, or what was the other one that I was just thinking about? The pain compilation, because there's a lot of like, where you could just see it
subtly
in our
like,
body language. Like the end of the last one where I'm like vibrating at the end. I'm like, so let's
sweating.
Go.
You were not happy.
No, I was in a lot of pain.
Yeah. Last week sucked.
Yeah, guys. Can we just forget it?
Really bad.
Even though
I'm glad it was funny.
Yeah.
I am super glad it was funny.
Thank you for commenting, by the way.
Yeah.
I needed that comment.
It was good stuff.
I needed it.
This is
the fight I had with that. Oh my God. The footage was horrible. Then I fixed it, and then the audio was broken, so I had to fix that, and then we had to edit it down from like 2 hours to 1.
It was like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
It was a short one.
It was a fight.
It was fight amazing it came out as well as it did.
Yeah, I like the polish I put on it. Yeah. It looks good. Hopefully this one turns out nice.
With all of our new equipment.
Yeah, comment down below.
Say it's beautiful.
Don't say unless it is. Tell us the truth. I need the harsh reality. You can be like, wow, your body sucks. And I'm like, yep, you're not wrong.
You're not wrong.
Your podcast could be better. Fact. You're spitting fire, guys.
Yeah, we need some hate comments.
No. Oh, no, I don't think I can handle that. And now they're going to flood in.
Hate on me. That way he can laugh.
Oh, I literally had a moment of panic when you said that.
You're like, no,
Don't
please,
invite that in,
God.
please. I don't agree with this.
Okay, hating on Karina comments.
Yeah,
Ready,
that's
go.
fine.
What can you come up with? I wait in anticipation.
Yeah. You know
Is
what we
there
should do?
anything? Oh, yeah. Good.
Okay, I'll
What
go
should we
ahead.
do?
I was gonna say we should check the groups for common. Was that what you were gonna say?
Yes.
Because I like seeing what people are worrying about or working on, because it comes in waves for everybody, it seems
Yeah.
like. Okay.
Improved pain scale, ready?
Welcome to our segment about reading comments and stuff about EDS or chronic illnesses.
Yes. 1, it might be an itch. 2, I just need a Band-Aid. 3, it's kind of annoying. 4, this is concerning, but I can still work.
4 is perfect.
5, bees. 6, bees. 7, I can't stop crying. 8, I can't move, it hurts so bad. 9, mauled by a bear or ninjas. And then 10 is unconscious.
It's pretty accurate. I mean, like, we always, if we're going in for pain scale and
4
it's
or
high,
7.
it's 4. Yeah. It's 4 or 7.
7.
Those are the only numbers that are acceptable.
So we get, this is concerning, but I can still work. Or I can't stop crying. I also really like bees.
Bees? Bees!
Now that that's out there in the world.
You're welcome.
welcome.
Internet. Those bits where we're in sync.
All the time. Continually. Here's someone in the forum saying, bras suck. Yes.
I wouldn't know.
I'm just going to go yes.
But I could try it if...
There's not a lot of discussion to be had. It's just yes.
Oh, well...
Facts.
So I don't need to test it?
I mean, if you want to.
I don't want to.
We could find out if...
I might have to. For science. For science reasons.
This poor woman says, my boyfriend has informed me that if I didn't stretch, I wouldn't be as flexible as I am. He's solved our problem. We just need to stop stretching.
Oh my god.
Some of the things that like
It makes
people
so much
say
sense.
to other humans is just so ridiculous.
You know, you'd stop being in pain if you stopped stopping.
It's true, though. Never stop.
Never stop.
Apparently, speed is the only way.
Speed is key.
Sir, what's in the bag? Key!
See what she did there? She's
Sorry.
a funny one.
Yep. There we go.
Did you find something?
There's a lot of something, but they're very long something.
That's fine.
Okay.
Story time.
Story time. To strengthening your muscles, help hypermobile EDS. I feel like when I exercise, even super lightly, it greatly increases my pain. This is a really interesting topic because it is so hard to start working out with EDS. And when you work out, your body's going to be really mad. But if you do it enough, it's a good thing.
Yeah, short answer, yes. Long answer, ouch.
Yes.
It's
So-
gonna very ouch.
The day after, usually for me anyway, I don't know about other people, but I work out. The next day is great because everything's tight and in correct positions.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. And
Then
then
you
the
fall
day
apart.
after is horrible. And then I'm okay-ish for the rest of the week. But the more regularly you do it, the more foundation your muscles have to
Mhm.
kind of make up for all of the loose ligaments and tendons and
Right.
things.
Well, and working out can help you learn how to move correctly if you've built bad habits.
Yes.
Which could help you from destroying your joints more. And
Yeah. Well, and we just learned about one of our bad habits of dropping the pelvis out the back. So I've been working on that recently. And it's helped a lot, actually.
yeah, no, I've been
Like,
noticing when
the-
I walk.
Abdominal pain, so much better. I'm like, why? Why did I have to go through all of that to find this very simple solution?
Where have you been all my life?
Right? Walking correctly. What the hell? Yes. Oh, man. And then this one is, your whole life, how has your immune system been while living with EDS? Do you seem to get every virus and such? So for me, I was homeschooled for a long time. So when I went to high school, I was sick like the whole time.
Right.
So I was ill the whole time. And then like 20, I haven't been like ill necessarily since. So
I was a very sickly child, apparently.
You had ear infections like nobody's business.
Yeah, sinus and ear infections over and over and over and over. Like there's scar tissue in my ears still. So when they do it, like, wow, did you have ear problems when you were younger? Yes. Yeah. Yes, I did. They were very painful.
Yes.
And I used to get really dizzy and throw up a lot.
Ooh.
Yeah. It was not fun. No. But other than that, like I had ear problems, but I never got sick. I had temperature maintaining issues and they thought I was sick, but it was just dysautonomia.
Mm-hmm. I would get like the random fevers at random times. Yeah. But
I get the flu once every 4 years.
Yeah.
Or something from the kids bringing it home.
Mm-hmm. You used to get really sick because you were like in and out of the hospital so much.
Oh God. Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah.
In the early days.
It was like 4 years ago ish. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting because, I get, like, I'll take sick days if I'm really not feeling well, but usually it's because my body hates me, not that I'm, like, I've actually come down with something.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's an interesting one. So I think you could have really drastic either way.
Yeah.
And I think it also makes a difference as to how much, like, autoimmune stuff you have at play.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if like your MCAS is worse, you're gonna be sick more often. But that makes
so what
sense.
you're saying is it can play a part. EDS can come with like a lower immunity.
Yeah, because we do have like that small autoimmune side.
Yeah. When
we have the MCAS at play.
You know what I want to do? I want to interview someone who's an older EDSer.
Mm-hmm.
I so badly want to interview someone who's like over 50 with EDS.
I'll have to talk to Susan yesterday.
Yeah, I'll have to go back in time.
Help me. Time is fluid. I'll talk to Susan tomorrow and see if she would join us. That would be really cool. Let's see. Have you found anything that helps with fatigue? All I ever want to do is sleep. Yes, stimulants.
Honestly. I mean, I went from caffeine to, I think it's Adderall or Ritalin.
Ritalin.
Ritalin. It's extended release Ritalin.
Yep. And I this week have test run my old prescription of Adderall that I really didn't get to do like a proper run with anyway because the spasms were so bad we stopped it. But this last week, taking it regularly and first thing in the morning, because my big worry was that it wasn't going to process on time and then I couldn't sleep.
Right.
But if I take it directly when I wake up,
then you're good
to go.
Nice.
Yeah. So yes, if you can convince your doctor to let you trial run a stimulant, then you might.
It's worth trying.
Yeah.
I mean, it might make you sick. Like I've tried a bunch of different ones and I finally found one that doesn't make me feel nauseous and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Well, but it makes such a difference.
Yeah. Too. Yeah.
And giving it a shot. It's like anytime you start any new medication, you want to give it like a few weeks, even if it makes you feel sick. Mm-hmm. But it made such a difference.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Even just this week, I'm like, I'm not nearly as blown as I would be.
Yeah.
And I have focus and energy and I'm like, life is not quite so difficult. I don't have that like 2 p.m. I want to die.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's 2 o'clock and I'm not in bed yet. Fuck. People are also saying that caffeine pills can help. We were big on coffee before medical attention.
You know what's funny?
And
part of losing weight has been cutting back on sodas.
And you're able to cut back.
Exactly, because I don't need the caffeine all the time.
Exactly. I know. I cut back on the coffee too, which is interesting. Yeah.
Interesting.
Right? Does anyone just find bruises all over? Yes.
You are a bruise.
I am a bruise. I look abused all the time. I blew a vein in my foot earlier in the week, but I think it's gone already.
Oh my God.
You can see like the purple of it.
Yeah.
That was the day before I decided I was going in heels.
Every day I see you
covered.
Like, two days can go by and then it'll look like someone mauled you.
Yep.
And you're like, what did you do? Oh, I just exercised.
Yeah. I breathed wrong. I lifted something over my head.
When I bruise forever.
swatted.
I get those perma bruises.
See, and that's interesting because I'm the opposite.
Right.
Okay, no, that's not true. So if I bruise via trauma, they stick around
Right.
forever. But if I bruise via bursting a vein, they're gone the next day.
Right.
Like they're quick. Which I think is super interesting to me. Like my body reabsorbs that really fast. Everything else is like, oh, that can live there. It's fine.
Yeah.
You deserve this.
This is your fault.
Clenching and grinding your teeth.
I do that so bad.
I actually don't.
I think it's a stimming thing though.
It might be.
Because I'll be watching
Like
something
sensory.
and I just sit there grinding my teeth and I have to very purposely stop.
That's interesting. And I almost never like fully close, I guess.
Okay, yeah.
Like I leave playroom because here's the other thing that I noticed is that when my spasming is acting up, I have a very slight chatter
Yeah.
and I hate it. So I don't let my teeth touch because I hate it.
I don't grind though. I don't let them rub.
Mm-hmm.
I basically wiggle my teeth because
Yeah.
they're all loose anyways. It's so bad to say, but I can actually just.
That's not good. Yeah.
It's an EDS.
Oh,
thing.
you
What do
just like push and move them.
Mhm. So it's jaw clenching more than anything,
Yeah.
and then kind of moving.
They wondered if my jaw was fatigued because I don't let my teeth touch, but I'm like, I think it
Interesting.
takes more muscle to close my mouth fully than to let it be partially open.
It takes only so many smiles to make a muscle, and your frown can have a lot of them. Do you remember that when you're a kid, it's easier to smile than it is to frown?
Yes. I'm like, no, it's not. This is just my face.
I have resting bitch face.
I'm not frowning. This is my face.
I'm very happy. Like the
I'm
thumbnail I
just
used.
Catholic. I'm kidding.
Wow.
Sorry. That was the Colombian side of me.
Yeah,
It was
just-
like, that's why they never smile. 'Cause my grandmother never smiles either. Oh no. This poor person, has anyone fractured their shoulder more than once trying to relocate it properly? Oh, sweetheart, if you're fracturing something, you need to go to the ER
Wait.
to get that reduced.
Wait.
And also more than once?
Which bone?
That's what I'm wondering.
Is it the...
Like the cap? I don't know. Maybe it's, I don't know. Let's see what this is. If so, does anyone have any advice on how to prevent it? What do you mean fracturing? This is the third time this has happened this year, and it's getting unbearable. You probably, I don't know about fracturing. It's probably labrum and tendon.
Well, I had that fracture on my hip, remember?
Yeah, but that's a hip that's higher impact.
Yeah, but
And,
I
like,
mean...
dislocations. Well, okay, but there was that time when I tried to relocate my ankle and I scraped the bones together.
Right, that's what I'm thinking. Like, what if
That-
it
yeah.
like comes
You
out
chip.
wrong, and then
Okay.
you...
If you chip it, yeah.
Yeah.
Yucky.
Dude, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's rough.
Oh. Might want to like look into some bracing there. They
True.
need to probably do a capsular tightening.
And then brace it.
Yeah, to hold that whole thing
And
together.
then PT, and
Yeah. Oh my gosh, let's talk about dysautonomia and the heat.
you know my relationship with
'Cause
the heat.
It's fainting time all the time.
I live in an Arctic wonderland.
Yeah.
The
my
two
house
rooms
is
I
64
occupy.
degrees.
Yeah, the 2 rooms I occupy have dedicated giant air conditioners, and they're always set to 60 because I can't do the heat.
No.
I grew up in the desert. You think I'd be more tolerant?
It's not, but it's not like a normal tolerance though.
No,
It's orthostatic nonsense.
exactly.
Yeah. Yes, the heat is abysmal.
Well, it's like when we have the temperature difference for break, we go outside.
Uh-huh.
So we go from inside to the cold room to the medium cool house to the outside.
Yep.
And that fucks me up. So I'm always sitting when we go outside because I'm like, okay, I feel like I'm gonna faint.
Yep.
Who cares?
Which is funny because I'm hot and flushed now
Oh
that we're
God.
back in the cold. Because my body doesn't understand temperature.
Your body makes all the sense.
It's like we're just guessing right now. Do you need warmer? We're going for warmer? That's what I'm getting from the skin. We need to be warmer.
Hi.
Turn the thermostat up.
Up. Why? Why are you doing that? Yeah, they told me to. Who? Shut up.
I almost wonder if things feel hotter to us because we run cold.
That's There's a lot of that, but there's also
our
times
actual
that,
body temperature runs cold when it's like normal.
right, but I've had, well, I guess it's an MCAS thing where the skin gets super hot.
Yes.
Like to the
Like
touch,
the
where Jen will be like,
inflammation.
"Are you running a fever?" And I'm like, "No." She's like, "But you've almost hurt to touch." I'm like, "Yeah."
The worst is when you have to go out, because you don't have to go out nearly as much, but when I'm having that day in a mask, you know that day where your breath is too hot for your own like face?
Yeah,
to
I had
handle?
that this week when I was in Micro Center.
Me too.
I had a panic attack at Micro Center
Oh,
too.
no.
It was a lot of people, and then we had to call the bank and like be like, "Hey, can you release these funds so that we can do it?" And then I was stressed out, and
Oh.
like I had a full on like flashback
Oh, shit.
to school trauma, and I was like,
No,
I
no,
gotta
no,
go.
no.
I gotta go. I was sweating, and that's what I noticed first, is that all of a sudden I broke out in like a cold sweat. I was like, "Oh
Yeah.
shit, Jen, I'm having a panic attack. I'm gonna go to the car." Yeah.
At least you recognize it now.
Yeah,
I think
it
that
makes a huge difference.
I don't know about panic attacks, but I get like, I don't know, like my body's freaking out and I'm just not aware
I get
of
that
what
too.
the fuck it's freaking out over.
It's like it's literally the body having a panic
the
attack, but
body's
you're
like,
not there.
we're dying, and I'm like,
Why?
but why? What danger? And they're like,
It's like-
all the danger.
It's like when your blood sugar drops,
Uh-huh.
but then add on all these other symptoms. You know what I mean?
You're like, your heart's gonna race, and you're gonna be really hot and flushed, and you're gonna start shaking
Mm-hmm.
and sweating.
And you're gonna
It's
look like a
fun.
fucking crazy person. Oh my god! The other day that happened, and I was holding something, and I just flat out dropped it. You know those moments when you're like doing something, and you're just like, why did I was when I was working on the computers. It was something I didn't want to drop too. It was like really, it was a screwdriver. I'm like, oh.
I hate those moments so much because there's no one to blame.
Right.
You can't be like, hey, look what you made me do. You're just like, hey, why did we do that?
I blamed Sophie. She was in the room, and I was like, "This is all your fault." And she's like, "I'm your fault." I was like, "Touche."
Brilliant. Well done.
That's my daughter.
Give that girl a cookie. That's awesome.
I'm gonna be so lonely next week.
Where are they going?
School.
Oh, school.
Where are they going?
Right.
Away forever.
That was like you're sending.
Boarding school.
Where are they?
I've decided I'm done with the children.
My wife and I talked, and we decided we don't want children.
And then I'm literally
I'm not
lamenting
sure.
it. I'm like, "Oh, I'm gonna miss them so much." Then don't send them off, idiot. No, they're going to school next week.
I want to miss them.
I want them to go to
Makes my
school.
heart grow fonder.
I need them to develop social skills again that aren't internet based. 'Cause
Bruh.
They stayed home.
T-pose.
They stayed home all of last year because we live with my grandfather, and we're like, we can't chance it. So
God. Here's somebody going, I'm wondering if this is a common EDS thing or if my body's just weird.
Okay,
both.
here we go.
The answer is both. I've noticed if I'm sitting and my legs are hanging to where they don't touch the floor, I can feel my joints slowly separate.
Yes.
Mostly it's my knees, but my ankles too.
I feel that when I'm sitting on my hips, I can feel my hips sliding out, which is why I have to sit with my legs out and pointing in so they don't, because
Yeah.
if they're straight, they'll like slowly want to slide out.
Yep. And we're very like instinctual, I guess, about bracing ourselves. So
Yeah.
that's why like zebras, we do a lot of like leg crossing and wrapping and
I was a donut
sitting
or a
on top
pretzel
of
the other
us.
day.
Yeah.
It's like,
Oh my
just gonna
God.
sleep like this.
I'm going to have to show you the position that I was sitting in because it was absolutely absurd. And then I noticed it and I was like, dear God, woman, what are you doing? It was special. But
Yeah.
yes, it is an EDS thing, a very common EDS thing. And PTs are going to tell you that you need to sit with your feet flat on the floor.
No, I
But-
hate it.
All the movement, and it's horrible.
I mean, it's what you're supposed to do, but it sucks.
Yes, but it helps if you like develop some of that muscle beforehand. Gasp.
No, I was trying to freak you out.
I have no fear.
Bullshit.
death,
I've seen you panic
so-
in ADHD before. Welcome back.
What?
Like a prairie dog. What the fuck?
I left my face. That was so
That's a
great.
good one.
It's like, it's almost like she did it on purpose. But I'll never be able to replicate it.
No.
Never, ever, ever. Oh, God. There was something that I saw the other day, and I'm trying to find it because it was pretty relevant. What are you, Pop?
Neck and back.
Mm.
And a rib.
You said neck. Neck has to go. Ready?
There you go for all you popaholics.
Yay!
Ta-da!
That's super popular on TikTok.
Hey man, we
I
should
don't know why.
get in on that.
I know I should. Every time I think about it, though, I'm like, I've already popped it. I can't save pops up until like a reasonable time to do it all at
it's a
once.
subconscious thing.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm like doing it constantly,
yeah.
like that.
Ow.
That sounded like a really good one. What was that?
I think it was a rib.
Nice. Yes. Oh, also, I would really like to dive into like Chiari malformation at some point.
Oh.
So if you would like to participate in that, please let us know.
We
Join
can
our
set
Discord,
up the Discord,
and we'll chat.
which we don't have this week. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Miss not up.
We're playing with new equipment. It's all good. But yes, I would really love to talk to someone who has Chiari malformation.
Yeah.
Because I know I do not, but I know it's extremely common in Ehlers-Danlos syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
Thumb pain due to subluxation. Brace that shit.
But do the finger rings work on thumbs?
I don't do the finger rings. I do the like. It's more wrist support.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I'm just
'Cause you
wondering in
can't-
general.
Like this joint, I don't think is
right. You
great
can't.
to brace because it just.
Well, that's what I was wondering. Like,
I mean, you can do the ones that have like a collar that come up and it'll keep the thumb straight, but it's not quite as useful.
Yeah, I've seen those.
So I like the like wrist support because a lot of the pain comes from down here.
I like those because when you smack people with your wrist, it doesn't hurt because there's that metal
Thunk.
bar.
Yeah. Get him. Get him. Come on, Jeff. Get him. Sorry.
Way to go. Way to be.
Way to be.
We have 4 minutes.
4 minutes.
Yep.
God damn it! What are we gonna do?
We should probably end it.
Yeah, probably. I think
It's a good ending time.
It is time. Thanks for hanging out. We appreciate you guys.
I mean,
Come join us on Discord and hang out and participate.
like it and subscribe.
Indeed, share it
I
too
hate saying
while
that,
you're
though.
at it.
Don't do
We're
it.
gonna add to the pyre.
Don't support us. Don't join us. Just
Don't even laugh. Just walk away.
I went straight face when you said don't laugh. All right, we'll see you guys next time.
Love you. Bye.